There are many lessons that have been learned. The first call took us to Kano, the northern, a part of Nigeria that was predominantly Muslim. And it was not an easy assignment. It was not an easy task. But we went there trusting God. We had to deliver ourselves from so many things of, looking to, my God shall supply all your need according to his riches and glory, not according to anything in the natural. A lot of people don't know the difference that anything in the natural, like your job or any avenue through which your needs are supplied, is just a channel. But your source should be God. But a lot of people don't know that. And a lot of things that we had to learn, that even any channel can fail, but God is most reliable. So when you trust God, then the channels around you can be more prosperous, can be more productive. As we started out in the Muslim-dominated area, God began to attract quality people to us, different people, professionals. And so eventually these ones found themselves in different parts of the country, and they were willing to start our various branches in different parts of the country. But at a certain time, our messages began to come out to the other nations. And so we started getting invitations to come to the United Kingdom. When we came to the United Kingdom, we preached in certain fellowships and churches. And as we were going back, I heard the Lord say, I have a work for you in the United Kingdom. And in my mind, I was like, Lord, I've not finished the one you gave me in Kano. How can I, And all I can say, one of the things I can say is that element of trusting God's word, depending on him, and then learning how different cultures have nurtured different people up, that different people have different perspectives of life, different orientations, and that if you're not careful, you might be offended at some people who are just being themselves. You might be intimidated by some people who are just being themselves. And all of these are lessons I have had to learn, because God has given us the privilege of ministering into different cultures. And those cultures are so diversified that you wouldn't believe it. By the time God told us to come into the United Kingdom, it was a completely different environment, a completely different culture, a completely different expectation. And there was a lot of growing up I had to do. A lot of overcoming my own personal insecurities, overcoming my own personal biases about different things, overcoming so many things about my life, and learning a lot of lessons. So it has been, instead of me allowing myself to be hurt, offended, and affected negatively by any culture, I rested my case and allowed myself to learn about what each culture places a value on, what each culture understands by their nature, nurture, and environment that they grow up in, and how to relate with each culture with the mind of influencing the culture with the gospel. And those were tough lessons that it was only the grace of God that could have taught me some of the lessons I've learned. We have come through quite a lot of, I don't know how many nationalities we've been privileged to minister to in the course of this ministry work. I mean, it's one thing to minister to the natives in England. It's another thing to see other cultures from other nations coming to England and become part of our church. I mean, how do you handle the different cultures? And they are so diversified. They're so different from one another. Their expectations are different. Their orientations are different. And so their dispositions are different. And it has been one lesson after the other. But the secret of it all is believing God's word, confessing God's word, and acting on God's word. Acting on God's word, irrespective of what you're going through. Let God's word be final authority in your life. And I hope you can glean some things from this, because if somebody is rude to you, for instance, the person may not even think they are being rude. But your own sense of value has been eroded or affected by their disposition or their utterance to you. You are the one to overcome your own sense of offense and let them be, because you cannot change them, but you can change you. So when you allow your own self to be healed, to come to the place where their opinion of you is not what is going to offend you again, then you are delivered, and then you now can handle them for who they truly are.